Talking about? What am I
You're
scared
playing
of?
scared.
Yeah, you're scared. I can see it.
I see the fear in your
Yeah,
eyes.
I bet
You know who I didn't see the fear in his eyes?
Who's that?
Jackson Churio.
Yeah, no doubt.
But now all of a sudden, Jordan Love is consistently in that top 5 quarterback conversation because he is, dare I say, the word elite.
Why are kids staying out to 1:30 in the morning?
It was homecoming.
What is going on at 1:30 in the morning for children?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
You saw what Jason did there with the 6'7", trying to appeal to the Gen Z people. Always doing that, Jason. I get what you're doing there.
You're so annoying with that.
What?
This is Sunday Karma, powered by ESPN Wisconsin. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue. Alongside Greg Scalzo, Alex Strofe, and Kyle Wallace, here's Good Karma Brand's founder and CEO, Craig Karmazin.
Oh, it is like Christmas morning. Oh, I love it. It is the best week of the year. Nothing like it. Nothing like it. I know the people of Wisconsin, it's like hands across America. You remember that, Kyle, when you were like -7 years old?
I saw a movie called Get Out, and they had the Hands Across America.
And
type
we
thing.
all just clasped hands together and got so excited. I know you're like, wait, Craig's on this show? He hasn't been on in like 18 years. Yes, I'm back. My summer hibernation is over. I just slept through the summer, and now I'm ready because the season has begun. And yes, family night is the unofficial beginning, as we know, of the NBA season. It is so exciting when family night...
NFL, not NBA, right?
No, NBA. Family night comes, and then on that next Thursday, the NBA schedule comes out, baby. Yes, that's what Wisconsin loves, is a good NBA schedule release.
I'm actually happy you talked about this because I actually have thoughts.
That is why we've all clasped hands, and we're like just so excited for what those 41, it's like Christmas is only once a year, but 41 home games at Fiserv Forum? Are you kidding me? And we find out this Thursday. Oh, NBA schedule release day. In a year unlike any other from the NBA, it's like every game is like a treat. And we're going to find out all 41 home games, all 41 road games this year. That's going to be free over the air. If you can't go to the game, you could watch every single game. Oh, wow. Kyle, it is like a rebirth. It is sad that Giannis is gone. It was an era that was as special as anything I've ever been a part of professionally and as a fan in my life. I would say that along with the Yankees, that 1996 Yankees run, because I was in college in Atlanta, and I was a diehard Yankees fan, and the Yankees came to Atlanta down 2-0 in the World Series and ended up winning 4 in a row. And speaking of 4, they ended up winning 4 World Series. And so that run as a Yankees fan was unbelievably special. But being connected to the Milwaukee Bucks organization the way I am, this last decade has been so special. And now it's the reboot. It's Act 2. And it all starts on Thursday. It all started with the draft.
Act 2. When you say Act 2, that has to be personal. Or Act 2 for who? Because this ain't Act. I mean, this is like a chapter. It's a new chapter.
Yeah.
Act 2 is a play. I mean, wouldn't be Act 2 of a play. I mean, there's a lot of acts in the Bucks play.
Each season's like a chapter.
Well, then Act 2, though, Act 2 wouldn't be now, because wouldn't Act 1 be when they won the championship way back when with Kareem and Oscar?
Oh, no, I'm saying of my era. I don't care about y'all. I don't care about y'all. I'm saying Act 1 started with the
Craig.
With Herb Cole making one of the most generous things, and like, let's look at Portland and let's remember how great what Herb Cole did is. I mean, you can't bring it up enough. You cannot bring it up enough. Giannis is leaving this team right now, and there's no, are the Bucks viable in Milwaukee? All of that, right? There's no talk about that, and that is because of what Herb Cole did. And it is so special because Herb Cole had about 1/100th of the money If you want to talk about, oh, well, he was rich, he could have done whatever. He had 1/100th of the money of what Paul Allen and Paul Allen's estate had, the owner of the Seattle Seahawks and the owner of the Portland Trailblazers, who passed away, who that team was held in a trust. Sorry if y'all want to hear about family night. That ain't what we're talking about. I'm talking about backup safeties and what they did in a inter-squad scrimmage.
Matthew Golden had a hell of a play. Brandon Cisse did well in one-on-one. Keyshawn Nixon might be a bad corner, but I'll let you go on.
Paul Allen leaves the team to his sister, the Portland Trailblazers. She sells it, and the new owner is very committed to doing what's best for himself.
I'm going to say, I was going to say he sounded like me, but that's not what I do. But he seems very fiscally tight. Tight.
And he's a Stanley Cup champion. Not knocking the guy in any way, shape, or form. But he is not looking to collaborate with the Portland community. And if I was a Blazers fan, I'd be nervous. And what Senator Cole did when he sold the team, which was the first act of this play that we're talking about, he sells the team. It's purchased by Wes Edens, Mark Lazary, and the crew. Jabari Parker gets drafted number 2, and off we go. Chris Middleton and Giannis, as the guys who were already there, lead the team. Brooke Lopez comes in. Drew Holiday, John Horst makes an aggressive trade, and the rest is history.
I think you forgot to mention the reason why Herb Cole is so special, though.
Yes.
What he did.
That all happens because Herb Cole, when he sold the team, put in the ultimate poison pill along with the NBA, which was that if you don't get an arena built and if you move the team, you cannot continue to own the team.
Oh, I thought it was just $100 million he gave back.
No. If the Bucks were not able to get a new arena and the Bucks had to move the team out of Milwaukee, then the Bucks ownership would have to sell the team back. So the owners who bought the Milwaukee Bucks did it not like, oh, maybe we could move this to Las Vegas and we could be called the Las Vegas Bucks and we could have a slot machine as our logo. That'd be a cool name, right? Bucks, dollars, Vegas. That'd be cool. No. That was not what the people who bought the Milwaukee Bucks were thinking, because they did a deal where on the, people talk about a carrot and a stick, right? The stick is what hurts you and the carrot is what motivates you in a positive way. The stick was, if you don't get an arena, you have to move the team, then you have to sell the team back to the league.
Question. Now, because, I'm a history of local things that happen.
Yep.
Was this known by the state legislature about the fact that they had no choice but to build a new arena?
Well, there's the choice.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a choice, but did they know that this was the deal?
I don't know.
I hope not. I hope
by
it was
the
the
way,
biggest secret. Thank goodness it worked out
just
in our
because this
favor.
clause existed, didn't know the league would necessarily enforce it if the Bucks really tried to get an arena and the legislature just didn't cooperate. Like, who knows what would have happened, right? But the carrot was, and that's the other part that you were referring to. Hey, Senator Cole was like, also, by the way, you're paying me a bunch of money. I'm going to give you $100 million toward the building of Fiserv Forum, which is insane. And
what a good man.
Exactly.
You're only your senator.
Senator Cole started Act 1 with those exact acts. Act 2 began with the lottery, with the drafting, Braden Burries and Nate Ament, with the trade. I don't know if the end of Act 1 was the trade, I guess. I don't know if it was July 6th when the trade officially became official or when Shams made the announcement. But the close was the trading of Giannis, and now Act 2 begins, and Thursday is the next step of it. We're hearing Tyler Hero talk about how excited he is for this season. You see him wearing Bucks gear everywhere he goes.
Seems happy to be home.
So happy, right? And this is you see Taylor Jenkins, happy to be back with the Milwaukee Bucks and committed to the Bucks for the long term.
Darvin Ham staying around.
Unlike Portland, by the way, who signed their coach to a 1-year contract, a long-term commitment to Taylor Jenkins, and a commitment commensurate with a guy who has been offered other head coaching jobs, who was looking for the right job, and he feels like he has it with this team, and a bunch of talent and a bunch of potential and a bunch of guys who I think everyone knows are going to play really, really hard and are going to be fun to watch, and a league that, to me, is never been more interesting than this season. I just can't think of it, because going into last year, there was this sense that it was like the Thunder and everybody else. And it turned out, I don't think anyone would have predicted the Knicks, were going to win, or anyone from the East was going to win. No one, by the way, if you go back, the Spurs weren't even they were like a fringe play-in versus playoff team before the year. The fact that they took a step, remember, they weren't even in the playoffs the year before.
Well, yeah, because their best player got hurt. He missed like the last 30 games of the season, didn't he?
But even when he was healthy, they weren't a playoff
they're
team.
They're still young.
Yeah, I mean, so they skipped a year at least, maybe even 2, by making – I think they skipped 2 years, right, by making the playoffs and then making the NBA Finals. So now you have in the West, you have these 2 juggernauts in the Thunder and the Spurs.
Oh.
And then in the East – and by the way, you have the Nuggets, you have some other teams, but
so you're saying LeBron James went East for a reason.
So now, no. I don't think that's why he went East.
Really?
I think he went East because he saw what happened in June last year. It was so friggin' special. So special that people actually rooted for a New York team for a change. Some people did.
Yeah, they were.
Like, the Knicks were a likable – I'm not saying Knicks fans were likable, and I grew up as one. But that Knicks team, the unselfishness, the friends from college vibe with the Nova Knicks, the Jalen Brunson, the short guy who's been underestimated, who everyone wants to talk about what he couldn't do, and he takes down Goliath in Victor Wembanyama along with a great unselfish team. Like, that was so fun. And what LeBron saw was, wow, they just brought a championship to a team in a major East Coast market that hasn't won a NBA Finals in over 50 years. And Rich Paul said it. If the Knicks didn't win, LeBron was definitely going to the Knicks. So if that was his number one choice, what's the most like that scenario? Oh, there's another East Coast market that hasn't won a championship. Again, legacy NBA fan base, legacy NBA team that hasn't won a championship in over 40 years. Oh, and it's only 50 miles away, 75 miles away. Oh, and they have Tyrese Maxey, their best player, is represented by Clutch Sports and is the most unselfish superstar in the NBA.
Well, you think Jaylen Brown is not as good as you think
Tyrese Maxey is
he's better than Jaylen Brown?
Way better. Jaylen Brown's nowhere close to the basketball player that Tyrese Maxey is.
Really?
Tyrese Maxey is he's so underrated and such
really
an
good,
unbelievable, unselfish superstar in a way that
you don't think Jalen's unselfish? He basically played second fiddle to Jason Tatum, and he averaged almost 30 points a game this year, and he won the Finals MVP. They're both really good.
Jaylen Brown, the Celtics this year were better when Jaylen Brown was off the court than when he was on the court.
Even without Tatum?
This year, yes.
Huh.
Yeah. So, I'm not saying Jaylen Brown's not a great player and all that, but literally,
I see maybe why he ain't in Milwaukee.
Literally, the team was better when he was off the court than when he was on the court.
Oh, it makes sense of why they traded him then.
Yeah, so he ain't no Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah, Tyrese's good.
But adding Jaylen Brown to VJ Edgecombe, Joel Embiid, that, along with a 40-plus year drought in a major market where LeBron could potentially bring an NBA Finals to a fourth team, that made the Sixers exciting. You add Philadelphia to the Knicks, who just won, to the Celtics, who get Jason Tatum back, to the Pacers, who were the defending Eastern Conference champions without Tyrese Halliburton last year. So this is really their true defense, and they add Zubac to the team. To the Detroit Pistons, who were the number one team in the East last year. To the Cleveland Cavaliers, who made it to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. To the Orlando Magic, who were expected to be a top 4 team last year, who now have a full year of their entire team. To the Atlanta Hawks, who we saw beat the Knicks more than anybody else in the postseason, who's a team on the rise, who added a lot of depth from Oklahoma City. To the
I don't know if Charlotte's going to be ready.
I'm not going to put Charlotte there because they smartly, I think, made some amazing trades to plan themselves for the future.
Mm-hmm.
To the Miami Heat, who add Giannis Antetokounmpo to their team, along with Bam Adebayo, along with Wiggins and Mitchell. They're going to have an unbelievable defensive team to try to deal with. Let's go to the Washington Wizards, who have not only Anthony Davis and Trae Young and Chris Middleton from a veteran standpoint, but then they add the number 1 pick in the draft of A.J. Devonta. There has never been a year where there is so much depth in the Eastern Conference like this. So when the schedule comes out on Thursday, as a Milwaukee Bucks fan, it's going to be time to figure out which games you're going to be propped up in front of that television to watch, or which games you're going to get out to Fiserv Forum. The shadows that were cast over the last season, Shams at this time last year was already reporting a bunch of stuff. Remember
Knicks,
that?
It was getting close to the Knicks stuff or the Bucks.
We never enjoyed last season. This is the year to get back to enjoying basketball.
I'm picking it over.
And it all starts on Thursday. I'm telling you, it's like Christmas morning. It's like Christmas morning. We'll talk more about it. Jason Wilde will join us next hour because he's going to be hanging with Matt LaFleur this hour. And Matt LaFleur is going to give us all the important information that comes on a post-family night Sunday. We know it's a lot of important information.
I don't like the way you're saying it, like post-family night. That was the longest practice they had.
Okay, so what are you saying?
There was a lot of little nuggets that we got out of family night. Now,
I didn't say there weren't nuggets. I'm not. You think I'm being sarcastic and degrading family night?
Yes, we are. We are a week away from NFL preseason Packers football, and I don't know if I like your.
I only have one take on the Packers.
Oh, I got to hear that next.
All right, we got it next when we continue. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
More Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. On this show, it's always football season.
I'm not overly concerned because it seems as if Green Bay's not overly concerned.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody over there feels like this team was there. We got short-circuited with injuries. We have the right staff, we have the right people, and we have the right players. We just need to stay healthy, and we'll be champions.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I've had a number of surgeries, and frankly, I don't have time to rehab a surgery and an operation at this point in my life. I didn't want to take time off my kids' activities.
That's why former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter turned to QC Kinetics. We couldn't be happier saving our patients like him from operating rooms and long recoveries.
They will resume like normal activity for me, which is a lot of running. It's a lot of workouts. I've been very, very blessed with how it's been able to hold up.
For so long, patients have accepted surgery as the only solution. But with new technologies, the medical professionals at QC Kinetics use regenerative treatments, your body's own biologics, to help heal and restore knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
I actually ran into a friend of mine over at our golf course, and he had his knee done. It felt so well. He'd got his shoulder done. He goes, I can't thank you enough. He'd heard the commercial on the air, and so it's feeling great.
Find out how you can avoid surgery and finally get relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
Every homeowner has a list. That roof, those windows, that bathroom you've been meaning to update. If you've been putting off home improvements, you're not alone. At Exterior Pros and Baths, they help homeowners upgrade their homes with beautiful roofing, siding, windows, doors, gutters, and bathrooms built to last. Right now, save up to $3,000 on your next project. Don't wait until a small problem becomes an expensive one. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com. Exterior Pros and Baths. Done right, built to last.
Mark Tusher here, and if you know me, you know I love Wisconsin. That's why I'm a UW Credit Union member. Their team's been all about Wisconsin since 1931, and they love making banking easy for members. Whether it's with their convenient mobile app or with the great perks like early payday to get you paid sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga. Every morning, I talk about traffic backups and slowdowns around Milwaukee. At Sewer Ninjas, they help homeowners avoid a different kind of backup, a sewer backup. Sewer Ninjas is a Wisconsin family-owned company specializing in sewer camera inspections, drain cleaning, and trenchless repairs that can often be completed without tearing up your yard. Their goal is simple: find problems early and help homeowners avoid costly surprises. Learn more at sewerninjas.com. That's sewerninjas.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Jen Latta. I've spent my career around athletes, coaches, and people looking for an edge. That's why I was so impressed when I visited Revival in Brookfield. From kickboxing-inspired fitness, Kaiser cutting-edge performance training, yoga, bar, Pilates, and a suite of recovery experiences that include red light therapy, infrared sauna, cold plunge, and contrast therapy, Revival is redefining fitness and wellness all under one roof. Limited Tier 1 memberships are now available while they last. Schedule a tour today at revivalbrookfield.com. Summer is flying by, and now is the perfect time to take a look at your home's exterior. ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta here. Peeling paint, worn trim, and small carpentry issues can quickly become larger ones once Wisconsin's weather starts to turn. That's why I chose 2-Day Painting for my own home. Beyond painting, they handle the carpentry repairs and exterior improvements to help protect my investment. Right now, you can ask about 15% off and schedule a free estimate today at 2daypainting.com. That's 2daypainting.com, and tell them Jen sent you.
A new era for Badger fans starts now. ESPN Milwaukee is your new home of Wisconsin Badger athletics. Don't miss a single play right here on ESPN Milwaukee on Wisconsin. You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Continuing on Sunday Karma, talked about it, the big NBA schedule release. Not officially announced for Thursday, but, you know, I'm kind of letting you know it's Thursday. Every year it's that Thursday of this week that it comes out, so no reason to expect it wouldn't be. But, Kyle, there was football going on last night in Green Bay.
Friday
night. One of the great traditions in Wisconsin and with the Packers is, in fact, family night, which has evolved over the years in terms of exactly what occurs that night. But, Kyle, you think there was a lot to take from family night. I told you I had one strong take on the Green Bay Packers this year.
What would that be?
Should we go to my strong take, or do you want to drop some family night because you want to talk about Matt Golden?
No. If you have a strong take about the Green Bay Packers, because there's been a lot of strong takes that have been thrown out there over the last week about my Green Bay Packers, about our ESPN Wisconsin fandom folks, Green Bay Packers. No. I want to hear your hot take on the Packers.
Jordan Love is already an elite quarterback. Elite.
Oh, okay.
Elite.
Explain.
Capital E, elite. The guy, what he has done over the last 3 regular seasons and 3 postseasons has clearly proven that he is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He has been in the top 10 in the NFL in QBR each year, including getting top 3 last year. Top 3 quarterback in the NFL in QBR, which is the best analytical way to check out what a quarterback is. He was an elite postseason quarterback last year and in 2023. I get he had the bad interception against the 49ers, but his only dud of a game that you look at across the whole game was 2024 against the Eagles. And look what Patrick Mahomes did against the Eagles that year, right? He may have thrown some meaningless touchdowns at the end of that Super Bowl, but the Eagles defense took the heart from everybody that year.
But you also got to add in, too, as well, because you cooking right now, is the fact that Jordan Love was coming off the arm injury as well that he got the week before. And in addition that, the offensive line fell apart in that
Jordan
game.
Love, there is no quarterback in the league. Again, QBR is how I'm going to look at it. That, to me, is the best analytical, objective way to look at it. There is no quarterback who has been better than him each of the last 3 years. There may be some who are better 1 year, maybe one who are better 2 years. Nobody's been consistently better than Jordan Love in either the regular season or the postseason. So to me, he has proven himself to be elite. And I know a lot of people will be like, well, he hasn't won a Super Bowl. He hasn't even been to a Super Bowl. Where are his NFC Championship appearances? And to me, what you have to look at is not the trailing results of it. We don't come back now and say, oh, Sam Darnold is elite. Like, if you're truly judging him as a quarterback, how he plays the position, how he has elevated those around him, which I think will be interesting to see as some of his receivers have gone other places now. I think it will be very interesting to see that. And I believe that is what Chris Canty and those who are saying the Packers will be 7-10 are underestimating, because I believe with a healthy Jordan Love and a non-first place schedule, Packers ain't going 7-10.
No, I'm right there with you. I don't think the Packers are going 7-10, and I just think it's foolish for folks to really look at the way that this Packers team has been moving, right? And again, yes, the Packers won 11 games.
By the way, I don't think the roster's that good.
You don't? I think the roster's. I think the Packers roster is very good. But I think
when you have an elite player on each end of the ball, and I know Mike is not going to be there the whole season, you got yourself a chance. I believe they're going to, in most games, have the best offensive player on the field in the most influential position and have the best defensive player on the field in the most influential position.
So what you're saying is you don't believe that the Packers have very good wide receivers. That has to be what you're saying, because you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm saying if you look at the overall skill position, yeah, I love Tucker Kraft, and I think the Packers are okay, but I don't think the Packers have top of the division or top of the league.
So you think
wide receivers?
You think fans overinflate actually how good a Jaden Reed is, how good Christian Watson is? Because if you do, that's fine. Because
I think they're good.
No,
but
you don't have
I
to
think
defend
everybody's got. I mean, there's so much talent in the NFL.
Craig, you don't have to defend it.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I love Jaden Reed's his tenacity and his willingness to play last year. He shouldn't have even played at the beginning of the year. You know, when he got hurt, he was playing with a broken foot, basically.
And then he hurt his shoulder.
Yeah. But I'm saying, so I love Jaden Reed, but, I don't think objectively the Packers receivers are in the top half of the league.
Yeah. Ooh, wow. And then
you do?
No, I'm not.
I'm saying just look at the division.
When you look at the division, I mean, we'll see with the Bears, because with the Chicago Bears, you have some young wide receivers. Rome has injuries himself. Luther Burden is still young. Colston Loveland's still young. So I think now it's more balanced out than what it was maybe a season ago.
But they're not better than Detroit or the Vikings.
No, they're not better than Detroit or the Vikings.
Yeah,
they got 1 and 2s. They can get a. Jordan Addison's almost got 1,000.
It's a bottom half.
But what I'm saying is that I think that, yes, people can feel any way that they want. I feel good about a Christian Watson, about a Matthew Golden, about a Jaden Reed and Tucker Kraft. But at the end of the day, you know what tells you how good they are? How much money they're getting. And when you're looking at these receivers that got paid, they're not getting paid. They got money, but they didn't get money.
What also is how a quarterback can elevate them. And that's the thing I think, we will see. Because a healthy Jordan Love with Matt LaFleur, by the way, which you can't discount that, right? Matt LaFleur just helped another quarterback get paid pretty big money, right? And again, a quarterback who deserved it, who proved it on the field. But I think Jordan Love with Matt LaFleur, I believe to be an elite quarterback. Jason Wilde does not believe that. Right? And we'll talk to Jason Wilde about that next hour.
I'm glad that you finally said that, because I truly do believe that Jordan Love is an elite quarterback, and if not an elite quarterback, he's definitely a top 6 quarterback in the NFL. And I look at the whole body of work, right? And a lot of folks like to look at, his flaws, he's this. What I love about Jordan Love is the big thing, his big issue his rookie year was the fact that he had too many turnovers when it came to interceptions. He was able to clean that up, and the Packers made a hell of a run to get to the playoffs. Last year, he had 2 seasons ago, a couple injury things. And then last year, Jordan Love reduced all the turnovers that he had, but he also elevated. I think he elevated the play of this team. And I love to go back to the last possession of the season for the Green Bay Packers offense. If you go back and you watch that last possession, you will not sit there and say, this is on Jordan Love. You will see Jaden Reed drop a pass. You'll see Christian Watson get a ball that's beautiful that he didn't really seem like he went all out for it that would have put the Packers dangling on the goal line. And you realize Jordan Love tried to put that team in a position to win that game. In addition to that, when you watch the full game, yes, the third quarter wasn't great offensively for the Green Bay Packers, but you also think about the 3 missed field goals that played a significant difference in that game. If the Packers kicker makes 2 of those field goals, we're talking about the Packers going to Seattle versus us talking about the Packers losing and nobody talking about how you said Jordan Love throwing for 300-plus yards in the playoff games, 4 touchdowns, and no interceptions, no turnovers, none of that.
Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes are obviously at another level, in my opinion. Joe Burrow, I think you got to think about him. Obviously, he's been injured. He hasn't had the recent success. I don't believe there's anyone else that clearly you put ahead of him. Now, that's weird to say when I love Lamar Jackson, and I think he's won 2 MVPs at this point, Lamar.
I have to disagree with you on this Lamar stuff.
The reason on Lamar is, and I know his tight end dropped, Andrews dropped that pass, and they would have beat the Bills and all that. I've seen Jordan Love elevate in the postseason already in ways I haven't seen as much from Lamar. So that's why I'm not ready to clearly put Lamar in that group with the others. I love Lamar. I'm a Lamar defender overall.
You can't be a Lamar defender not saying a guy that's won multiple MVPs, a guy that consistently has gone to the playoffs, a guy that just because now we're talking about because Lamar hasn't gone to a Super Bowl, we're knocking him.
The Super Bowl. I'm saying he has not elevated when he's got to the postseason in the way Jordan has. Jordan has elevated his game in 23 and 25. You could argue he played his best football of the year in the postseason. I have not seen Lamar do that outside. Again, that Bills game was not on him, right? That's a tight end dropping a 2-point conversion. But even at that point, was that to tie the game? A 2-point conversion?
I think it had.
I think it was the 2 to tie, and they were already down, and they were scrapping back. It's my take. All right, we'll talk more about it.
I like your take.
Wildy is coming up. What do we got him at 11:15?
We have him at 11:15 because right now it should be Matt LaFleur should be on the podium talking right now.
Jason and Matt LaFleur right now are collaborating on a press conference. Matt LaFleur doesn't realize he's collaborating with Jason, but he is. And Jason will have it all for us when he joins us next hour. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
You already know that Kessler's is the world's largest employee-owned group of jewelry stores.
We were recently told that Kessler's is the fastest growing group of jewelry stores in America.
Well, it just goes to show you.
Show you what?
That people like to feel good.
What do you mean?
Rick, you know how many people will drop by and look in the showcases and have some coffee and chat with their sales associates?
Yes.
That doesn't happen at other stores.
Really?
People come to Kessler's because it brightens their day.
It makes them feel good.
It certainly makes me feel good.
Tell me why.
Well, everyone's always in a good mood. And everything is clean and sparkling and romantic and happy.
It feels like sunshine and rainbows, doesn't it?
Sarah, that's exactly what it feels like.
When you're having a gray day, come to Kessler's.
Have some coffee and let us clean your jewelry.
Our jewelry cleaning equipment is completely different than what you have at home.
And we're delighted to do it for free, of course.
Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Kevin Moret here, founder of Mentality Men's Health. Remember the dad we all respected, worked all day, coached our team at night, and still had something left in the tank at bedtime? If you're now the dad who has lost a step and looks like you gave up, stop. There's a reason. One quick blood test of Mentality, we can tell your total and free testosterone that could be causing all these issues. Our physicians have helped over 25,000 men get back to who they are meant to be. Start today at lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
Catch a battle between two of the National League's best when the Brewers take on the Braves Friday, August 21st and Saturday the 22nd. It's a weekend of great matchups and great events as the Brewers celebrate Black Culture Fest at the opener Friday the 21st, featuring live art, live music performances, and a Maker's Market. Then it's Hank Aaron replica jersey giveaway day on the 22nd, courtesy of UW Credit Union. Don't miss it. Get your tickets today at Brewers.com.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise: treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is setting the stage to rock your socks off. This August, jam out with real rock off. You could win raging prizes to the tune of $300,000. Get in on the jam session by playing with your Potawatomi rewards card for entries. Thursday nights will be a game show battleground for your share of cash and reward play. Real rock off. It's gonna be epic. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Looking for a dinner that actually impresses and cocktails that keep the conversation going? Head to the second floor of St. Kate the Arts Hotel and discover the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails. Bold, elevated dinners, thoughtfully crafted cocktails. It's the kind of place where every plate and every pour is made with intention. Come for dinner, stay for another round. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
What life events have you experienced over the past couple of years? Well, maybe one is coming up: the sale of a company, death, divorce, a health crisis, or helping to pay for college or a wedding. Well, Annex Wealth Management has assisted clients with life events, but planning for them can make all the difference. Knowing what you own, why you own it, and how much you're paying for it is a big part of smart financial planning. Annex has an entire in-house team that works together so you can make informed decisions when life events come up. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
We are going to grind out at bats. You have to throw quality pitches in order to get us out. And then once we get on the base paths, you have to worry about us. It's a different brand of baseball.
On 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. More Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Oh, I was shooting hoops yesterday while I was watching a little Minnesota Lynx versus the Aces. Were you catching that game?
I wasn't, but you know what? Olivia Miles.
Oh, that's my girl. How you know Olivia Miles?
Because at TCU, how could you not notice her? And then when she came out balling for the Lynx, I just love her personality. She looked like a dork, but she out here balling as a rookie.
Yo, Olivia Miles. If you don't love the WNBA, if you don't like women's basketball in general, Olivia Miles, I just want you to check out. This is what happened for me back in the day. Like, I always thought, like, girls basketball is just like, it's just like not it. And then I saw Dawn Staley play at point guard.
She a dog?
She was a dog from Philly. And I was like, that's how I wish I played. Like when I saw her running point. And I was like, okay, girls basketball is legit. Like there are players who like are like that. Olivia Miles is like that. She, like, remember, everyone knew about Caitlin Clark as a rookie 2 years ago. Everyone knew about Paige Beckers as a rookie last year. Olivia Miles better than both of them.
Yeah.
You okay with me saying that?
No, she's better than the first round pick. Old girl who
you mean the number one pick?
Number one pick. Thank you. Number one overall pick in this. Olivia Miles.
Hazy Fudd.
Yeah, I didn't know she was. Again, TCU was like, all right, TCU's doing well, and she's cold. But
by the way,
like,
this is my live read right now for this is my live read for Precision Sports Online. But I was watching out of one eye as I was getting my shots up. I was watching the Lynx against the Aces. You know, Olivia Miles, who we're talking about, she is averaging, as a rookie, 20 points a game, 5 rebounds a game, 6 assists a game, and a steal per game. Oh, and she is running the best team in the league as a rookie. And I know you're not going to be that efficient as a rookie, like with your percentages and all that. She is shooting 50% from the field, 39% from 3, 88% from the line. She's about to put up a 50-40-90 as a rookie, running point for the best team in the league. Oh, and yes, she did start in the All-Star game also. And she plays for the team who's right near us. right? No one wants to root for a Chicago team. So just become a Minnesota Lynx fan. Jump on board. They're a championship contender. Yesterday they were playing against Asia Wilson, the GOAT potentially of the league, and they got the job done. And I was able to do that while getting some shots up, thanks to our friends at Precision Sports. It's awesome. The beauty is you don't know what you want in a basketball hoop. You don't know how exactly it'll fit on the driveway or in the backyard or wherever. Do you want to put some concrete down? What do you want to do? You have some people you could work with who are local to here, and they're going to help you customize it and do it right. And they work with the best basketball hoop companies like Dominator. They now have it in black, sharp look, durable, adjusts. The best thing you could get out there, and Precision Sports can do it for you. Having a basketball hoop at your house is the number one literal thing that creates happiness in a life. That is what analytic studies have showed. If you want a happy life, it's not your relationships with people. It's not your health. It's not the number one things that make someone happy in life is if you have a basketball hoop at your house. And you can do it with our good friends at Precision Sports. Go to precisionsportsonline.com for a free quote. They're awesome. They work with you. The communication is key. You can get a free quote from them. precisionsportsonline.com, and your jumper will be as sweet as mine in no time. All right. So we got a lot going on today as the NBA schedule release is coming out Thursday. Jason Wilde is coming up this next hour. And you have some, and I had my Jordan Love is elite. Jordan Love is in that category with Lamar Jackson in the 4th, 5th, 6th quarterback that I would want. Matthew Stafford, by the way, who I did not mention when we were talking about that. I mentioned Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. I mentioned Joe Burrow, right in that area, and I mentioned Lamar Jackson. Matthew Stafford's there too. I obviously MVP of the league. The guy's incredible. I think I was thinking about it from as you look out now, but there's no doubt Matthew Stafford's there in that sentence. Can Matthew Stafford be healthy for another 17 games plus a postseason? I hope so.
Do you think Matthew Stafford would be able, if it was like the NFC North? Well, I guess the NFC North, 2 of the teams play inside, but in Wisconsin, do you think he'd be an outdoor quarterback, cold weather, or he has to be out in LA? He has to have a lot of talent around him.
He played in the NFC North for all those years.
But that was in his early.
Yes.
That was in his early
I know.
30s.
And that's what I'm saying. I just don't want to say anything negative about him because he proved last year throughout the whole year that he was that guy.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
That's
what
I'm saying. So, I just don't want to omit him. But I think when I was saying that, I was thinking about right now, who do I want? And
you didn't say Drake May.
I didn't say Drake May.
You want to see more from Drake.
Drake May, to me, and I know people looked at the DVOP and all this, that even though they played a weak schedule, that the defenses he played against weren't weak and all that. I need to see more from Drake May.
I saw Drake May, and though he was injured
I love
in
Drake May, and I think Drake May is in that top 10 and right in that mix. I just want to see a little more from Drake May. The Super Bowl, the taste in my mouth from the Super Bowl did not have me saying all right, he's right there.
Taste of your mouth from the playoff run.
Wasn't that special?
It wasn't when he actually had to play against a quarterback.
I'm saying the Texans game. If the Texans had put up any offense in that game,
it's over.
I don't know that they get out of it. And then
Bo Nix, if Bo Nix actually plays.
And then Denver, right? There's no, right? So, I'm just not ready to say that with Drake May, but that's not, to me, a knock on a guy who's just finishing his second year.
Yeah, and no Caleb Williams either, huh?
Caleb Williams obviously had magic. He's got the magic in him, but he just hasn't been at the Jordan Love level yet. He's been able to beat him head-to-head. So I'll take that all day as a Bears fan who wants to see the Packers lose. I'll take that all day. But Caleb's got the magic in him, but I don't believe in his 4 quarters the way right now I believe in Jordan Love for 4 quarters. Caleb could prove it, and I hope he does this year. And people are thinking more about Caleb as an MVP this year than Jordan Love, which with their schedules, I don't know if that's the right way to think about it, to be honest. I think again, maybe the Packers aren't good enough to win enough games to put Jordan in that MVP conversation, but I could see Jordan Love in that MVP conversation.
I love that because I don't know if you know this or not, but we do here at ESPN Wisconsin. Folks love to follow us on social media. We do clips, and I'm just thinking when you're saying that, all I'm thinking about is how the founder and CEO of ESPN Wisconsin, the Good Karma Brands, is going to. I might clip that so they understand that this is somebody who enjoys the Bears. You enjoy watching Bears games.
The Bears.
And like you enjoy watching Bears games.
That's my squad.
Yeah, and you even said it. Like, you're the most logical person that enjoys watching Bears games that I've ever heard, and I can't wait to clip that.
I'm saying I am a Bears fan. I want to see them beat the Packers. I understand I founded ESPN Wisconsin, but we work with the Bears. The Bears are invested in our company in ways that the Packers aren't, and that's what determines my rooting interests. All of that being said, Jordan Love has had the opportunity to prove a lot more over the years, and Caleb Williams hopefully will continue to prove what he did in the postseason and late in the season last year.
And that's why I think Jordan Love is so underrated, Craig, by so many folks. He gets overlooked. I think he gets this really bad knock because he came in his first year as a starter. He played so well at the end of the season. I think expectations were extremely high where people were looking for something, and I don't know what they're looking for. Maybe it's overall team success, but individual success of Jordan Love. I think the biggest thing that hampers and holds Jordan Love back, in my opinion, is Matt LaFleur. The Packers don't. No, Craig.
You're saying that he gets conservative when
he gets
winning?
But he doesn't allow Jordan Love just to throw the ball. Like, there's a lot of teams. You just talked about Matthew Stafford. They have a good run game, but they slang it. Like, he throws the ball a lot. You just saw Drew Brees go into a Hall of Fame, and guess what? Drew Brees threw the ball like 700 times in the season. And so Jordan Love, when he had the opportunity to throw the ball for at least 500 times, he responded with 32-plus touchdowns, 4,000-plus yards, and he also responded for getting the Packers a playoff win. So I'm just saying, I just feel like a lot of folks are looking for Jordan Love to put up these gaudy numbers or for his team to win more games, but I feel like the reality is if the Packers were 9-8, and Jordan Love had 100 more passing attempts, which means he probably has 30-plus touchdown passes, those are 4,000 yards. There's a whole different conversation about where he is in the pecking order.
Literally, you just hit it. If he had more touchdowns, if he had more 1-yard touchdown passes like Matthew Stafford did last year, people would look at him differently. But people still think of him as a guy who throws interceptions. He takes care of the ball. I mean, what did he throw, 6 picks the whole year last year?
6 interceptions last year.
I mean, 6 interceptions the whole year. And I think the biggest thing that hampered him is that they were a season ahead in 23, 2 years ahead in 23, based on how they looked in the postseason. We'll see if that same thing holds true for guys like Drake May and Bo Nix, whose teams maybe had success more than you thought they would in their sophomore years.
Yeah, the sophomore years they had a little tougher schedule. I mean, a little softer schedules, and they were ready to bust out, and the teams were good. But I think you just said it, is that the Packers did not expect to be good during Jordan Love's rookie year.
Packers, well, not his rookie year, but his first year.
His first year as a starter, thank you.
They shouldn't have been in the postseason that year, and they not only made the postseason, but they won that game against the Cowboys, right? Then the next year, they ran into that Eagles. You mentioned it, Jordan was coming off the injury. And last year, they were at the point where they should have been winning a playoff game or two, probably two even, is where you wanted them to be. And I believe injuries played a role in that. And
don't say you believe, Craig. Say what you said. You don't believe it. Injuries play a significant role in the Packers not fulfilling their potential last season.
And obviously that game against the Bears was so close that it could have gone either way, that it'd be tough to argue that injuries for both sides, right? Bears had a few injuries as well, did not play a factor.
The Bears didn't have any injury of the significance of Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Did they even have an injury with the significance of Zach Tom?
I'm saying there's 4 guys you could say exactly like that. They did not. The Bears didn't have injuries to that level. Let's see some comments on the text, which I have not given you an opportunity to jump in. 800-990-ESPN. It is 800-990-3776. That is the Carbless handcrafted premium cocktails talk and text line. Less is more. Chef Ed starts us off with welcome back, Craig. Packers, Brewers, and Bucks all coming together. Can't get any better. Steve says the Bucks are handicapped by the Horst handcuff. $40 million a year wasted on Trent and Lillard. I think you find it oftentimes with the NBA, right? So the Bucks' biggest salaries this year are Damian Lillard, Gary Trent are 2 of the 5, along with Kyle Kuzma, Miles Turner, and then the highest salary is Tyler Hero. But so important in the NBA is, who do you have that can contribute that is on a rookie contract or a smaller contract? And the Bucks have Ryan Rollins on an incredible deal. The Bucks have Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez, Kasparas Jakuchunas, right? Like
that's how you say it, Kasparas?
Kasparas Jakuchunas?
Oh, I thought you said Kasparas.
No,
no.
I'm
just trying to see.
So the Bucks have Braden Burries on a rookie contract, right? They have Nate Ament. So sure, you could say, oh, they have all this salary there, but the Bucks have all these great players on and players who potentially great players who can contribute, and we're excited to see who are on rookie deals. So I wouldn't get too caught up in that.
You know what, Craig? Really quickly.
And by the way, I don't know what fool's gold and all this stuff. People
for
saying
who, Packers?
No, about I don't know. I mean, because to me, I'm not promising any win total.
Oh, I'm promising an over. I said they're gonna.
But it doesn't.
They're gonna win more games this year than what they won last year.
Maybe, but I think the most important thing is what we see from a player development, how hard they play, how you're starting to instill the culture. Like, there were so many 20-plus point losses last year where it didn't seem like the team was competitive. That's what I'm saying we're hoping to see this year.
This is a whole, like you said, this is a completely different organization, completely different leadership, and I'm excited.
Yeah. Matt
I love
says,
Braden, by the way.
I've been listening to you guys since the Stephen Craig show days. That's late 90s, early 2000s. Just want to say it's great to see people succeed. Congratulations to Jason, Mark, Jesse, and all of the Good Karma crew for entertaining and informing for so long. Big 10-year anniversary of Wilde and Tausch. Congratulations to that show. 10 years for Wilde and Tausch. All right, we got Jason Wilde. Speaking of that, coming up in less than 30. We'll continue here. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 18th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Seattle Mariners.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in August 18th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
The wait is over. Women's college volleyball is back, and it all begins at Fiserv Forum this year with the AVCA First Serve event. Be there August 21st through the 24th for 4 days of can't-miss doubleheaders, featuring Wisconsin and Marquette, plus defending national champion Texas A&M, Kentucky, Pittsburgh, Texas, and more powerhouse programs. Dig into 4 days of elite matchups and get your tickets before it's too late at FiservForum.com. Watch the nation's best teams serve up the start of a new season. Grab your seats today at FiservForum.com.
When your joints hurt every day and you've been told you need surgery, do your homework. Remember, once a joint is replaced, there's no going back. Hey, it's Ben Bruston. Before you schedule surgery, consider getting a second opinion from QC Kinetics. Whether you're dealing with pain from bone-on-bone arthritis or years of wear and tear, surgery isn't the only conversation you should have. Talk to Dr. Caravelli and her team at QC Kinetics about how they use regenerative treatments to deliver relief to patients like you in Greenfield and Mequon. You'll start with a medical evaluation reviewing your history, any imaging, and actual source of your pain. If you're a good candidate, they'll concentrate tiny healing tools within your body right in the spot that's actually causing the pain. The whole idea is to give you a real shot at holding off on surgery, or in some cases, avoiding it altogether. Call QC Kinetics today for a second opinion and know your options. The conversation and consultation are totally free. QC Kinetics. Call 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298.
ESPN Wisconsin's Gabe Neitzel here for Events by Design. If you're planning an annual meeting, leadership summit, product launch, or trade show, you already know the pressure is on. Events by Design takes those high-stake moments and turns them into immersive experiences that energize your audience and elevate your brand. They handle everything: designing, planning, production, ensuring your event is executed seamlessly. No stress, no scrambling, just a memorable experience that delivers. Get started today. Just search online. Events by Design. They design, you party.
Summer is when homebuyers come out in full force.
Which means standing out matters. The right pricing, preparation, and marketing strategy can make all of the difference.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Bailey Eichner. Our white glove service includes expert communication, local knowledge, and luxury level service at every price point.
Because every home and every client deserves to be treated with care.
Get started today by searching online Tony Wendorf.
Tony Wendorf & Associates, driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
As a homeowner, I know how easy it is to put off maintenance projects. Hey, it's Jen Latta here, and one thing I've learned from working with 2-Day Painting is that preventative maintenance is almost always less expensive than major repairs later. Whether it's exterior painting, carpentry repairs, or preparing your home for another Wisconsin winter, the team at 2-Day Painting can help. Don't wait until small problems become costly ones. Ask about their free touch-ups for life and schedule your free estimate today at 2daypainting.com. That's 2daypainting.com, and tell them Jen sent you. When I'm not on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, I'm a parent who's trying to stay ahead of life's most important decisions. Look, we're all busy. We plan vacations, sports schedules, work, but so many of us never make time for estate planning. I recently worked with Kirsten Hildebrand and her team at Hildebrand Law Firm, and they made the process of estate planning so much easier than I expected. They answered all of my questions and gave me peace of mind knowing that my family is protected. Do not wait until life forces you to make these decisions. Visit hildebrandlawfirm.net to request your consultation today or call and tell them Jen sent you.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. More Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We have not talked about the Milwaukee Brewers in 56 minutes. That is criminal. We should have to pay some restitution to Wisconsin sports fans. We have not even uttered the word Milwaukee Brewers. The team is 2.5 clear of every single team in Major League Baseball. Was this team favored to win the division?
No.
Was they favored to win the division the year before?
No.
Were they favored to win the year before?
I doubt it.
Like how? Like is anyone going to learn ever?
No. Christian Yelich tried to tell y'all at the beginning of the year.
I mean, Chewy tries to give this like regular season doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, no, it does. It definitely does.
The only reason regular season doesn't matter is if you're this good in the regular season, and that means it actually does matter. And what this team is doing once again this year is sick. They do it at home. They do it on the road. They do it scoring runs. They do it defending. They do it with the pitching. They do it with the defense. They do it with the base running. They do it with everything. Maybe they don't do it with power hitting.
I'll go say you.
I didn't say any lies, right?
You did not say any lies.
No lies spoken. They may have a top 5 starting rotation for the playoffs. They may not have a top 2 starting rotation for the playoffs right now. And that's the thing that I know worries people. But this team just finds a way every year, and this team now is once again back out to that first place lead over a team that, by the way, like we could say what I know you especially could say what you want about Craig Counsell and the Cubs. They're 18 games over 500.
No, they're good. They're good.
They were a squad last year too.
Yeah,
the only thing that has stopped the Chicago Cubs over the last 2 years now has been the Milwaukee Brewers.
No, but that's the poetry and the beauty of it all is that Craig Counsell literally ran away from Milwaukee because he said that they did not have the resources in order to compete for championships or win the way he thought that he could. And he blamed it on the resources. Meanwhile, Pat Murphy took those same resources, and it seems like the Brewers are building something extremely special. So that's my knock on Craig. Is he ran away from a challenge.
Again, you're saying ran away.
He
I
did.
Think
he left.
None of us know behind the scenes exactly how it all played out.
He said, I want more money, and I want more resources. And Mark said, Craig, I offer you $8 million. He offered him, didn't he offer him $8 million a year?
Again, we don't know how and when and why and all that. I think you should have a respect for Craig Counsell for what he did for this state, this program, all of that. Enough to say, hey, if Craig made that decision, knowing who he is character-wise, there was probably reasons behind it. The same way we have that same respect for Mark Attanasio. So just because it didn't work out doesn't mean there has to be a villain in every situation.
No, there has
to me, that's too lazy.
There has to
that's
be a villain.
Lazy thinking by Kyle Wallace once again.
No. Because listen, there's a difference. I didn't make Aaron Rodgers a villain when he left. I said he was a jerk. He was going a little loco crazy, but I was grateful and thankful for everything he did. When Giannis just left, you know what? When folks talking about, boo Giannis or mad at Giannis, I said absolutely not, because he brought a championship here. Craig Counsell didn't bring us a championship. Craig Counsell, he helped bring this franchise in order to have the stability that we have never seen as a Milwaukee Brewers organization, ever. He brought that stability here, and instead of seeing it all the way through, he decided to go and leave. And not only did he leave, he went to the one team.
We don't know all. My thing is just have enough respect for Craig to understand that, like, I know the narrative. Oh, he's just some greedy guy who wanted more money and who wanted all the expensive free agents the Brewers weren't going to sign. That, to me, that's lazy, and it's much more nuanced than that. Because if he wanted that, don't you think he'd be with the Mets, who could have paid him more?
He probably wanted to stay closer to home.
Who would have paid him more? Who would have, like, I'm saying,
maybe he trusted. Maybe he felt.
Listen, let's just get over the. Hey, let's cheer Craig Counsell. Be happy that you have the manager you want to have with the Brewers.
Now I feel like Ben Bruss. You're telling me how to fan? This is what you're telling me how to be a fan? This man abandoned me. He was like a father to me, and then he just abandoned me. He went out to go get his little whatever, and he never came back home. And then he started a new family somewhere else, and he's raising a new family somewhere else, acting like he's happy.
Kevin jumps in on the text line. Craig is a Bears fan? I don't buy that. He's probably afraid to say that he's been a lifelong Jets fan. Kevin from Washington. I absolutely was a lifelong Jets fan.
This is news to me.
I absolutely cried when we lost to the Cleveland Browns at the time after the Mark Gastineau roughing the passer penalty. And I absolutely was that until I actually realized that my fandom is kind of like a fluid situation. And all of a sudden one day I was watching a Jets game as an adult, and I found myself rooting for the New England Patriots against them. And my 12-year-old self hated my adult self. And I was like having this internal strife. But the Kraft family is a close family, friends of ours. And all of a sudden I realized, like, I care more about them and their team winning because I know how much they do for the community and all that. And then all of a sudden, as we as a company started signing deals with people, and as we no longer work with the New York Jets at ESPN New York, I was like, wait, all of a sudden I'm rooting for the Bears. And all of a sudden we do a partnership with the Buffalo Bills. And I was at that Bills-Jets game, the last game of the season, and I was rooting for the Bills. So, yeah, I think, Kevin, it's more that I have a bad character. And I guess you would say it, Chris Canty, who we heard talk about the Packers, Chris Canty calls it your sports character. So I don't know that I'm a bad person, but I have a very weak sports character.
Wait,
like
they didn't call you a bad person, did they?
No, I'm saying it. I'm saying it about myself.
Oh.
Like, if I was looking at this guy, I'd be like, wait, that guy has no morals and no values.
Oh, no loyalty to
He's
a
just
sports
no
team.
loyalty. His rooting interests are up for sale.
You're
and
still
I would say that's true.
You're still a Yankees fan, though, right?
I am a Yankees fan, second behind the Milwaukee Brewers, though.
And you are, and then you're still a fan of the Knicks. Oh, you're a big fan of the Knicks.
I'm a big fan, but nowhere close to the fan I am of the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm saying my sports fandom is absolutely up for sale, and I feel like that makes me a shallow and weak-charactered sports fan because I am completely up for sale.
You know what, Craig? At least you have the self-awareness and you actually admit it. You lean into it. I ain't mad at that.
When I think about it, we have 500 teammates in the company, and I work my whole, like, from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed for the company. So then I'm going to be rooting against the interests of our company? That wouldn't make sense to me.
I get it. I only interest I root against of the company is the Chicago Bears. I want them to get a good 17 games in where they're thrilling, but I hope they lose. I hope fans show up. I hope fans listen, but I hope the Bears lose. There's never,
Nathan says, seems like I tuned into ESPN Chicago on accident. Know your audience or get off the radio. Pathetic.
Oh.
Makes me want to never tune in again. Bears fluff. Craig Counsell out is a hero. Get bent. That comes from Nathan. Absolutely understand it.
Nathan, you said what I was thinking, Nathan.
Yeah, but I mean, Craig Counsell still lives here and is in this community and does so much for it. Like, to me, that says as much. He's got a real character. You may question his sports character. He's got real character. Unlike me, who has no sports actual values and morals. I'm willing to just go to the highest bidder. It's so soft by me. We will talk more about it with you. You can continue to jump in on the Carbless Talk and text line. That's 800-990-ESPN. That's 800-990-3776. Carbless Talk and text line, where less is more. What is more is the more confidence and the more calm that you have when you work with Gruber Law Offices. Because when you hear one call, that's all, that doesn't mean it's quick and painless. It means it's easy for you. It means the Gruber Law Office is going to do all the work that's needed, whether it's on the health side, the insurance company side, whatever it is, so that you could focus on the things that matter to you when you are injured. Nationally recognized, locally and family owned, helping Wisconsinites now for 40 years. That's what Gruber Law Offices is. So if you are ever injured, or if a loved one is ever injured, remember, it is one call, that's all, with Gruber Law Offices. More, including Jason Wilde, as we roll on. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. Right now, buy 4 windows, get 4 free in 48 months with 0% interest, same as cash. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Kevin Rett from Mentality Men's Health. Here's what we've learned in treating 25,000 men. You can't just rely on testosterone alone anymore. To run at full capacity, your body needs peptide therapy on top of your TRT. Our physician's treatment designed to support your recovery, repair, and performance with peptide therapy. A custom plan around your numbers, monitored every step of the way. Testosterone levels the field, and peptides drive your results. Start today at lowtusa.com.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. When it comes to a home mortgage, we understand you want a simple, stress-free process, great service, and a loan you can feel good about. And for 90 years, that's exactly how we've been doing things at Great Midwest Bank. So if you're thinking about buying, building, renovating, or refinancing, get started at greatmidwestbank.com to find a knowledgeable loan officer and get the peace of mind you deserve. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Are you starting college, moving to a new apartment, or just looking to create a new vibe in your college living? Make IKEA your first stop for everything you need to create a college space that's all you. Whether you're looking to add color with cozy bedding, organize your dorm with smart storage solutions, or find that perfect sleeper sofa for those weekend visits, IKEA has your college life covered. And verified college students get 15% off when they sign up for IKEA Family. It's free and packed with rewards. So go grab your roommate and head to IKEA Oak Creek or shop online at ikea.us or the IKEA app.
Get your green and gold off-season fix right here. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Back to the Carbless Talk and text line, where it says, Craig, I don't agree with you rooting for the Bears, but I have to respect the idea that you're honest about your fandom and that you would come on here and admit the reasoning for your support of the Bears. That text comes from nobody. I made it up. Oh, come on. Nobody's going to at least give me credit for that. I mean, I don't think it's easy to come on here to ESPN Wisconsin and admit that I actually do root for the Bears. And by the way, I root for the White Sox. I don't root for the Cubs. I root for the Brewers every day over the Cubs. But I root for the White Sox against the Yankees, who I grew up loving and passionate about. But again, for me, in my role in the company, how am I not going to want what's best for our team? Like,
Who are you defending yourself to? Ain't nobody. Who?
I've read it. There's a bunch of other texts here that.
I was trying to log in. And I got distracted. I'm gonna log into the studio texter. I gotta just find the password.
You don't need to. I got you on the text. Murray jumps in and says, "Told you, our boy Lockridge coming back with authority, taking away PT from players." That he is.
I saw him. He played yesterday. I think it was a pitch runner yesterday.
Yeah, I think he pitch ran, stole a base, scored a run.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I was there when he got hurt. I was sitting down the left field line, so I didn't actually see the whole thing. It was that Yankees game, when the Yankees got dominated by the Brewers, and I was happy because I love the Brewers and they're my number one team in the major leagues. I was there for that game, and that was sad to see Lockridge go down. But there is depth, and that's the thing I think this team has across the board is depth. I think we know that in the postseason, it's much less about depth, and over 162, depth is key. Over, 15, 12? How many do you need to win a World Series? I guess depends if you have the bye or not, right?
So the Brewers right now are trending towards a bye.
So over 11, right?
So it'll be
you need to win 3, 4, and
5.
4.
3, 4, and 4.
Yeah. So to win 11, it's probably less about depth and it's much more about top end talent, which obviously the way Harrison has pitched gives you some hope that there could be that top end talent. It's crazy though if you look at the Dodgers, and the Dodgers legit have 7 starting pitchers?
Yes, 7 is correct.
That are not they go 7 deep. They go 7 aces.
Yeah.
Potentially.
They have an all-star you don't even know about.
Yeah, that is crazy. But thing is, you can only have one of them pitching at a time, and there's a chance that one who's pitching has a bad day. And even if they take him out quick, you can beat him 3-1 if your guy pitches pretty well. And that's going to have to happen 4 times if the Brewers are going to get there. Ron in the Key says, Craig, continue to get the bag and continue to have allegiance to the bag. As Gabe says, the best place to be a legend is at the bank. Respect the transparency from Ron in the Key. Tim says, Chewy would call Craig a front-running Jesse. Although I've been a White Sox fan during the worst time in White Sox history. But actually, Tim is somehow right. Even though I would be rooting for a last-place team, Chewy would, in fact, call me a front-running Jesse, even though it would be incorrect. So Tim knows him real well. Tim also knows, and Chewy knows, Jason Wilde real well. He joins us as we continue. Yes, Jason Wilde coming up next. I'm ready to go at Jason Wilde and debate him in my support of Jordan Love as a Bears fan, which I think has even more credibility, as you said, Kyle. We will discuss that along with all the takeaways from Jason's time with Matt LaFleur this morning as we continue. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hey, it's Ben Brust. ESPN Milwaukee is headed to the Wisconsin State Fair, and we want to see you at Left's Miller Lite Sports Bar and Grill. Join Kyle and me live from 2 to 5 August 6th, 10th, and 11th. Grab a drink at the new Sipsconsin Cocktail Bar. Try the Chimmy Brat Changa or can-dried bacon cheese curds. Then play Taste Great, Less Filling at 3 o'clock for your chance to win Milwaukee baseball tickets. Plus, Left's has a semi-private space perfect for your next group outing at the fair. Great food, great music, and ESPN Milwaukee only at Left's.
When your team needs custom gear, don't wing it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and More is your local partner for high-quality apparel with hands-on design help and services that actually feel, well, helpful. For your business, teams, or events, Big Frog makes it easy. Visit bigfrog.com/Mequon today.
We've all walked through the Expo Center at the Wisconsin State Fair, seen something and thought, now that would be nice to have. Hey, it's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and that's exactly what happened to me when I found Good Health Saunas just a few years ago. Buying my infrared sauna was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I sleep better, have more energy, recover faster, and with how much I travel, the detox benefits are huge. Visit Good Health Saunas inside the Expo Center at the Wisconsin State Fair August 6th through the 16th, or learn more at goodhealthsaunas.com. Your garage can be more than just a place to park your car. Hey, it's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Whether it's your workshop, your project space, or where you store all the gear that comes with living an active Wisconsin lifestyle, Closets by Design can help make the most of it. Customary cabinetry, wall storage systems, and durable flooring solutions designed specifically for the way that you use the space. Right now, you can get 40% off, plus ask about special financing options. Schedule your free in-home design consultation today at closetsbydesign.com and tell them Jen sent you.
Hey, baseball fans. When the game's over, keep the fun of the season going at the award-winning Lake Lawn Resort on beautiful Delavan Lake. Trade the bleachers for the shoreline and the always-on-the-go schedule for total lakeside relaxation. Celebrate your own MVP moments with waterfront dining, golf, relaxing spa escapes, and family fun all season long. Just a short drive from Milwaukee, it's your home run getaway. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com and come find out for yourself why everything is better at the lake.
No matter what business you're in, as the #1 SBA lender in Wisconsin, Summit Credit Union helps your vision take shape with loan programs, great rates, and strategic solutions.
Awarded the #1 SBA lender by the Small Business Administration of Wisconsin in 2025.
Over 50 years in the making. One incredible auction of Bobby O'Neill's sports memorabilia collection.
Have a good night.
Saturday, August 15th. Collectible treasures. Kneel before the altar of autograph legends. Items from the iconic motion picture Rudy, including the Wilson football used in the final scene. Touchdown! Dick Butkus 10-karat gold Chicago Bear alumni ring. Unbelievable! MLB Hall of Fame in Cooperstown life-size bronze busts of Ruth, Gehrig, Mantle, Musial, and Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson.
Priceless. A huge collection of baseball signed by Hall of Fame's best. Ted Williams, Nolan Ryan, Willie Mays.
And he makes a miraculous catch.
Museum quality baseball photograph and signed prints from both Conlin and Sarno collections.
Giannis
Giannis Antetokounmpo framed jersey and cased basketball. Over 100 prime lots can be viewed online. Go to DonleyAuctions.com. That's DONLEY auctions.com. And register for the Bobby O'Neill Sports Collection. August 15th. Get them before they're all gone.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Give me your biggest takeaway. One.
Oh, number one?
Yes.
With the bullet, it's not even close. Micah Parsons is the guy we thought he is.
On 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
So Christopher Sanchez is 15-4. Ranked second in the National League in wins.
Aaron Ashby?
Yes, tied for second in the league now. 13-2, 13 wins. One of the weirdest stats and one of the weirdest things, right? I mean, that's a crazy outlier that's continued through the whole year to this point.
Slowed down a little. I was hoping he was going to get to 20.
Yeah.
He was pacing.
Yeah. I was looking at it. It ain't happening.
Nah.
20's not happening, but still, 13-2 is pretty wild. Brewers in action today. You can check them out at American Family Field. As we said, 2.5 games cleared of everyone in Major League Baseball, and now 3 games cleared of everyone in the National League as the Braves finally cooled off a little bit. The Yankees got them Friday night in a wild game, bottom of the 9th and bottom of the 10th, and then Yankees got them again last night. So Braves now 3 games behind the Brewers for best record in the National League, which we know is key as the Brewers look to get a bye for the second consecutive year. We go out to Green Bay now, where he has been hanging out with Matt LaFleur, and he has been readying for a battle with me, unlike any Jason and I have had in a long time. Good morning, Jason.
Whoa. What are we going to be battling about?
I have come around to believe you are completely wrong on your Jordan Love take.
Wow.
Okay. How so?
Well, no, we need to hear what Matt LaFleur had to say first. That's way, way, way more important.
No, he didn't say much of anything that was all that interesting.
Did he
frankly.
say anything about the kid from Cedarburg who was like at the town club at the pool, and then the Packers asked him to come play in family night?
No. In fact, when he was asked about Drew Bibber before family night, his enthused response was, "You'd have to ask about Goody. I'm not really in charge of the workouts." Which was nice. And Goody gave us a little bit more on Drew, which is, you know me, I love that story. I mean, the fact that his mom wanted him to take his childhood Clay Matthews number 52 jersey with him to camp when the Packers tried him out 2 days before camp. They didn't sign him, so he drives down I-43 South, goes home to Cedarburg, bummed. And then they have some injuries. They have to move on from two guys whose dads played in the NFL, by the way, in Luke Lachey and R.J. Maryland. And then they call Drew back, and they're like, hey, we need some help at tight end. So he drives back up, and his mom thought that he should bring his Clay Matthews jersey that he wore when he was growing up. And he said, no, but you can bring it up with you when you come to family night. So, yeah, he was out there for family night. It's a great story. They are thin at tight end, so you never know what's going to happen there. But he does face long odds for making the team, that's for sure.
But that's so cool, right? Like, you
Yeah,
know,
it's
like,
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, wherever the story goes from here, like, it's just, you know, one of those things that makes the Packers and fandom and all that so special. So, Jason, what other takeaways? And Kyle, I know you want to talk about Matthew Golden a little bit from last night, but what were your takeaways from last night and from this morning with Matt LaFleur?
So I thought this during the practice, and then, you know, they had yesterday off to look at the film, and then today LaFleur spoke before practice, which is just getting underway down at the Don Hudson Center, and he called it sloppy on Friday night after it was over, and he called it sloppy again today. They had like 20 penalties, but I thought he had a good line. He said it's only a bad practice if you don't learn from it, which I think is applicable no matter what level of sports you're talking about. But yeah, it was underwhelming, and I don't know when we're going to start our Jordan Love debate, but you know, Jordan had a good throw on a downfield ball to Matthew Golden. He had a really good throw where he got it over Javon Bullard, but in front of, I think it was Evan Williams, on a throw to Isaiah Nayor. But he, by his own admission, I would think he would say he did not have a great family night. And their offense as a whole, at least the number ones, did not. They're still trying to figure things out on the offensive line. So there's a lot of moving pieces right now as they head to Pittsburgh for Thursday night's game.
All right, Kyle, you want to jump in on some family night
No,
stuff?
I know. Overall, I think right there, the offensive line was something I also noticed, Jason. I was actually pretty concerned because as I was watching it, I know people were really excited about, well, I guess shouldn't say they're excited about some of the young guys on the offensive line, but the offensive line didn't look very good. I know Matthew Golden had some big plays, but what was your biggest takeaway from the offense of the pecking order? You got Watson, you got Reed. You think Golden at all kind of showed folks what they could be getting a taste of in the season?
For sure he did, Kyle, and I think, you know, in watching him to this point in camp, you know, let's not forget, he had a really good camp last year. He caught everything that was thrown his direction, but and by his own admission, I wrote about this on Channel 3000 this morning as well, like, he really didn't know what he was doing. And, like, there's a lot of Packers fans that were like, you know, he needs to play more. And they got really mad at Adam Stenovich late in the season when he basically said they weren't going to do that. And then they felt justified with the play that he made in the playoff game, the catch and run for the touchdown. But I think even Matthew Golden would tell you that he didn't know well enough what he was doing. You know, he's a young player, 21 years old, played 3 years of college ball, 2 at Houston, 1 at Texas. You know, he wasn't really the number one guy at Texas for most of his time there either. And so I think the transition was tougher. And he talked about it when he came back for the offseason program. He said, look, I was just thinking way too much, and that meant I was slow in everything that I did. And LaFleur likes to say indecisive equals ineffective. And so I think he is going to be a different type of player and a different type of weapon this season. And I thought we saw glimpses of that on Friday night. I mean, the problem with training camp is that when one person on one side of the ball does well, then you have to at least have some measure of concern about what the other person on the other side of the ball that he's going against does, right? So if Lucas Van Ness has success against Jordan Morgan, great for Lucas Van Ness, or bad for Jordan Morgan, or a little bit of both. And so in one-on-ones, I mean, Matthew Golden, he cooked Keyshawn Nixon a couple of times. Like, he really looked good. And so I think, there are really encouraging signs. But again, when we get to Minnesota on September 13th, I'm super curious just to see what that's going to look like and what the kind of target dispersing will look like with him, with Reed, with Watson, and then I don't imagine that they'll be without Tucker Kraft. His goal is not only to play in the opener, but more importantly, play without any sort of snap restrictions.
Well, you speaking of Tucker Kraft, at what point will we see this deal get done now? Because we're going into week 3 of training camp. Well, getting close to week 3 of training camp.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think that there's necessarily an urgency from he's not going to be ready if he doesn't get enough on-field work for 11-on-11s until the 2 weeks before the game that counts. But, you saw all these running backs and the dominoes fell pretty quickly, right? Like Bijan Robinson was the highest paid running back for 23 hours. And then he was replaced by Jonathan Taylor. Then Jonathan Taylor was surpassed by Jahmyr Gibbs.
Which, by the way, I feel like has there ever been any situation like that where it's so universally tough to argue with any of them, right? They're all so good, and they all deserve it. And I think we've all felt like running backs have to get paid at some point because we're all seeing with our eyes that these guys actually do make a difference.
It's the resurrection.
Yeah, and all of them are. I was like, "Yep, he deserves it. Yep."
Remember, JT had to have a holdout a couple years ago in order to actually get this money the first.
But I'm saying, to me, there were no strong takes on any of that because those guys all deserved it.
And what's interesting is that that's how it played out for the running back position, but the tight end position, Kyle Pitts for Atlanta got paid a little bit earlier. There was some other guy, the guy from Jacksonville got paid. But Tucker Kraft, he should and expects and aims, I'm sure, to be the highest paid tight end in football. And so the problem is that very few of those guys, and the 3 running backs we just mentioned, none of those got to market either. But very few of those tight ends have gotten to the market. So there's not this purely unfettered free agency to kind of set the market.
Jason, is coming off an ACL in the NFL at that position, can you get top of the league stuff, or will he be taking a discount if he does it now?
I could be wrong, but I don't think so, Craig. I think, to me, there's 2 questions. One, what will the average per year be? Right now, the most is George Kittle at $19.1 million, and he has the same agent as George Kittle, Jack Becta, who has had a ton of Packers over the years. And then 2, how much is going to be guaranteed? Because, and I know Kyle and I and Ben have talked about this on Kyle and Brust, that the 3 contract extensions that they've done this offseason for Reed, Watson, and Wyatt, the percentage of what's guaranteed there is small compared to, the wide receiver for Indianapolis, Alec Pierce, who I don't think has practiced yet still because he's got an ankle surgery that he had in the offseason. He got a $100 million deal and $60 million of it is guaranteed. In the case of Reed, I think he got $20 million guaranteed out of $50 million. Watson got $31 million guaranteed out of $92 million. And Wyatt got $20 million guaranteed out of $57 million. So if I'm Tucker Kraft, I want a 3-year extension that's worth, I don't know, $75 million, but I want $40 or $50 million of that guaranteed. And
Jason, I guess I'm just trying to figure out.
Get there or not.
Well, I'm trying to figure out for me personally is that I think Tucker Kraft could be the best tight end in the NFL. But Kyle Pitts has put together multiple seasons without having a great quarterback at tight end position. I just don't see
feel
why
like Kyle Pitts has been inconsistent,
but
though, right?
Look at the quarterback play. If you look at his overall numbers, I mean, in last season he put up really solid numbers when he finally actually had, I guess, a quarterback.
He got hot. To me, Jason, the thing also throw into that is Kittle. I think about Kittle as being out injured all the time.
Yeah.
But when you look over the last 3 years, Tucker Kraft has missed 9 games. Kittle has actually only missed 8 games. Even though he's had injuries the whole time, he's actually been available more than I thought, if you're really trying to rank these guys.
Right, and he's coming off an Achilles tear, so I don't know when he's going to be ready. But Kyle, I would argue that the other Kyle Pitts, is also a different type of he's kind of more like J. Mike was, right? Like he's more of a pass catching tight end, whereas Kraft does everything. And I think, when it comes again, I don't know how Jack Becta is approaching this negotiation, but I would guess that it's, hey, my guy does everything. My guy's not just an oversized wide receiver, and that also. I mean, think about it. Think about how Tucker Kraft got hurt. It wasn't running a route.
Line of scrimmage blocking.
I mean, he got Sean Ryan slung into his knees and snapped his ACL that way. So again, I don't know. It sounds like everybody agrees that he should get what we're talking about here, but again, it has not happened yet. And I will be here's the bottom line: is he willing to go out there and play without a contract extension the way Devontae Adams did, and actually end up, having to play games that count without an extension, and whether that takes until, week 5 or 6 before he gets a deal, or if it goes the entire season and then he's in Devontae's position of, being a free agent and then getting franchise tagged and then getting traded. I mean, I have a really hard
I don't know
time
him at all,
imagining
Jason.
it ever coming to that.
I don't know him
he
personally.
Says he wants to be here.
Yeah, I don't know him personally, but it seems like he wants to be here. And if he can lock in a really good guaranteed money, you would think he would give up hundreds of thousands on the millions to be able to.
And he should.
Especially coming not because he's coming off an injury, but just seeing how injuries can happen at any time. I feel like it's got to awaken you. By the way, good justice for J. Mike, Jermichael Finley, Jason keeping his memory alive. That guy was a beast as a pass catcher. So I like that Kyle Pitts comparison.
He'll probably be around. Will he be coming around for the
Packers Hall of Fame?
Yeah,
in 10-year anniversary.
Son plays at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Good poll.
That Notre Dame roster of former players, sons on their team is ridiculous.
Wait, is he Packers Hall of Fame, Jason? J. Mike?
Ooh, I don't know, because I don't think he probably played long enough to get that honor. I mean, his neck injury happened in 2013. I mean, he was special. Man.
I'm telling you, he's going in. I feel like it's so arbitrary. Like when you say, did he play enough years? I don't think there's any actual standards, and I think he's going in.
He played 6 seasons, but I would argue, and this is not his fault. Obviously, he suffered the knee injury in the 2010 season when they won the Super Bowl. But they better put Brian Bulaga in first, right? Brian Bulaga is the youngest guy still to ever have started a Super Bowl, played a decade here. I would think that there are more deserving candidates that are kind of log jammed before Jermichael gets in. He did play 6 seasons. He played 70 career games for the Packers. And while he certainly had some special moments, I'm not on that committee.
8 for 159 against the Arizona Cardinals.
In a game they lost.
Super Bowl champion. Franchise record 61 catches for a tight end in 2011. All right.
Are we just overcompensating because Chewy once called him names on the football show?
All right. Let's get into our fight. Jason, I'm ready to say that when we talk about elite quarterbacks and all that, it's not Joe Flacco or Sam Darnold because they won a Super Bowl. It is because a quarterback goes out and proves year after year in the regular season and the postseason that they are at that level. and I'm a QBR believer, and I did a little deep dive, and when you look at it 2023 through 2025, top 10 every year, top 5 twice in the regular season, and elite in the postseason in all situations except one drive against the 49ers and the Eagles game, which we know he was coming off an injury and playing against a defense that stifled Patrick Mahomes. I am ready to say it. Jordan Love is in that top 6 quarterback material, and I'm not even saying I might not take him 4th or 5th when you look at where Jordan Love actually is. And I know you're in that he's a top half quarterback. There's a lot of quarterbacks in that same mix. I was there. I'm not there anymore.
Great. I'm glad you're there. You love QBR. Like Homer went through that phase. This isn't a phase for you, but all Homer ever talked about with baseball was OBP plus or whatever that stat is.
OPS plus.
Yeah, that's it. And he just every time I was on, like the segment before, he was talking baseball, and it was OPS plus constantly.
Homer has his rants.
Yeah, he does.
He has rants now about pitches. They're all the same.
Well, I understand the appeal of QBR. I understand. I'm glad you've converted. Good for you. I think this is a really enormous season for Jordan Love to prove that the QBR is an accurate representation of how good of a quarterback he is.
Oh, I agree with you, Jason, there. I'm just saying I don't need to then say it after the fact if he has the postseason success to then do it. I'm saying he has actually been playing at that level. And also I want to use that as part of a reason to continue to support what Matt LaFleur does in calling offensive plays and, and being there on the offense. Because I think the play caller is an important part of what a quarterback does.
Yeah, and I think he's got a good play caller, right? I think he does I think they are a good match, and I want to see. Somebody made a kind of an offhanded remark at one of the press conferences earlier this camp about, are you going to let Jordan Love cook? We'll see, and if he does, I mean, I try very hard to avoid comping him to Rodgers, so I don't ever want to put him in that position because I just don't think it's fair to him given what Rodgers ultimately became and the success he had. That said, in season 4, because people like to point out, and I looked it up, and it's pretty fair, their regular season numbers for their first 3 years as the starter are very comparable. What happens in year 4 with Rodgers after he wins a Super Bowl, he goes 46 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, or 45 touchdowns, 6 interceptions in 15 games. He wins the first of his 4 MVPs. The team goes 15-1, even though their defense wasn't very good. Like what you saw him do in year 4 removed any and all doubt, in addition to winning a Super Bowl, that he was a great quarterback.
I feel like that offense broke the league that year, right? Like
it did.
They went out
Second
there
most
and
points ever in a season.
I was gonna say, they went out there, and if they didn't score a touchdown on a drive, you felt like something had gone wrong.
Mm-hmm. So before I join your club, that's another homerism. You want to join my club? I want to see him have some games. And I guess my question to you, and again, this is not QBR, this is more the eye test.
By the way, that year, Aaron Rodgers, 83.8 QBR on a 1 through 100 scale. That is sick to be an 83.8.
What games in your mind do you think back to and say this was the quintessential game where he played at that type of level? Right? I think back to the Dallas playoff game that they won in his first year as the starter. And I think about the first half, and the second half was not entirely his fault. I don't want it to come off that way. But I think of the first half of the Bears playoff game. But I don't
How about Steelers? Steelers last year, Lions at Lions. At Lions last year.
Yeah, I think those are fair. I think I would put both those on the list.
Those are both 90-plus QBR games, just so you know.
Yeah. I mean, look, and to the point that we're making about their offense, that that game in Pittsburgh against Rodgers, they didn't have Reed because he broke his collarbone a few weeks earlier. So they never had a single snap together where it was Watson, Reed, Golden, and Kraft because of injuries.
Right.
All of them were missing one time or another. But that was the one game where they had both Watson and Kraft in the same game.
And Jason, if you're
Kraft
just at the counting stats and not the QBR, 29 of 37 for 360, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. The Lions game I mentioned, 18 of 30, 234, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah, and for folks that think like the head coach and play caller holds them back, like what were Malik Willis's numbers against Baltimore? I mean, everyone forgets how well he played.
I feel like he was
game.
like 14 of 16 or something. Like he was.
Yeah,
I feel like he barely threw
an
an incomplete pass.
21.
Yeah,
I think he was 18. But like, again, nobody remembers that because they gave up 307 rushing yards. But I think Matt LaFleur knows what he's doing offensively. The problem, and I agree with this criticism of him, is that when things go haywire, I'm not sure that his adjustment game is as good as his planning game is. And I think that's one area where he could probably make things better for Jordan, too, this season if he's better in terms of adjusting on the fly during the course of a game.
there it is. Jason Wilde, we appreciate it as always. And Jason, no injuries or anything that LaFleur hit on that we should know about from this morning?
So he did not, but Domofsky's already down there, and I saw his list of players who are not practicing today coming off of family night. There's some pretty big names here. Matthew Golden, Jaden Reed, Zaire Franklin, Edgerrin Cooper. Josh Wiley is significant because without both Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgrave doing team, he was the number 1 tight end in team drills, and he's not available. Javon Hargrave is practicing for the first time, and so is Chris Brooks. So those are the injury updates from practice number 9.
Thank you, Jason Wilde. Thank you, Rob Domofsky, for all of that. And continue to check out the 10th anniversary Wilde and Tausch show coming to you every day, Monday through Friday, 9 to noon. You could also follow Jason at Jason J. Wilde. Thanks so much, Jason.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
There he is, the great Jason Wilde. We will have more as we continue. Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
ESPN Milwaukee fans, it's Gabe Neitzel here, and I want to introduce you to Jens Family Chiropractic. If you're dealing with back pain, neck pain, headaches, or sciatica, Jens Family Chiropractic focuses on finding the cause of the problem, not just helping you manage the symptoms. For nearly 10 years, they've helped Milwaukee area patients find real answers through personalized care and advanced treatment options. Learn more and check out their new patient special at jensfamilychiropractic.com. That's jensfamilychiropractic.com.
Some companies build projects. At Professional Construction, Inc., we build relationships.
That means showing up early, taking pride in the details, and having each other's backs, on and off the job site.
We're looking for skilled carpenters who really care about their craft and want to be part of a team.
Not just another paycheck, but a place where the people you work with actually matter.
If you work hard, take pride in what you build, and want to join a tight-knit crew, then we'd love to meet you.
Apply today at professionalconstructioninc.com.
Every tailgate has one. One person who brings the grill. One person with the long games. One who's convinced this is the year. But everyone's favorite, the one who shows up with the carbless. Handcrafted premium cocktails with bold flavors, 0 carb, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and gluten-free. No mixers, no mess. Just crack one open and enjoy. This football season, make Carbless the MVP of your cooler. Find your bliss at drinkcarbless.com.
Homer here from ESPN Milwaukee. What makes senior living at Three Pillars so special?
The community and the sense of safety provided for my mom and dad, and it's just like the most wonderful place to be.
The welcomeness. People are so friendly. If you have a problem, you can go to anybody.
They're just delightful, everyone. I don't see staff, I see friends.
Aww.
And I really do feel that.
And you couldn't live in more beautiful grounds.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Amore, pepperoni, amore, mozzarella, amore. Screaming Sicilian, screaming Sicilian, more.
Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza. More toppings, more flavor. More is amore.
Feeding the kids shouldn't turn into a negotiation. That's why Cousin Subs reimagined the kids' meal. Kids get to choose a kid's sub, mac and cheese, or chicken tenders, plus a side, a drink, and dessert. Everything they want, nothing you have to overthink. And while they're covered, so are you, with fresh-made favorites you'll actually want and feel good about. More choices, more smiles. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geistdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Whether it's breaking Packers news, breaking Bucks news, or breaking Brewers news, we are Milwaukee's place for the biggest sports stories right when they happen on 94.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app. You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Is this it, or we got two more segments?
Two more segments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this
good,
one and
good.
another one.
I was hoping it wasn't. We weren't getting toward the end this quickly. It's been a while since I've been here, so just getting back into the flow. Appreciate everyone who's been chiming in on the Carbless Talking text line.
It's been a long time. This is our first time together all summer, I feel like.
Yeah.
The one show you did, I was gone.
Yeah. We've been in the summer, but it was earlier in the summer.
Must have been, summer started June 21st, Craig. I don't know.
Summers are getting shorter every year, something like that. I think Don Tolliver says that.
I don't listen to Don Tolliver.
You're messing with Don Tolliver?
No, I don't do these new age rappers.
Party Next Door?
Party's not new age.
Okay.
Party's been around for a while. You know I'm a Drake guy.
Yeah, I'm saying Party Next Door. That's part of the Drake tree.
I like Party.
I feel like Toronto and Milwaukee hip hop kind of a similar scene.
No, not at all.
They're not connected.
Crazy.
Milwaukee's kind of like Canada, right?
Yeah. Okay. Very, very like Canada. Crazy story is that I was.
We're close to Canada.
We are close.
We're closer to Canada than we are to Houston.
No, that's very true. That's very true. For some reason, we haven't seen much crossover. I was at a park for an event yesterday for an organization, and I
weren't on your yacht.
No, not yesterday. I was amongst the community, and I got this young man who was like the son of the person who put on the event. Some people were like, oh, man, I see you on social media. And so I saw that, and then he got introduced to me. I was like, oh, yeah, I saw people say you're on social. He said, yeah, you want to add me? I said, for sure. So he added me, and I go on my Instagram, and his thing pops up. He's very famous on social media, and he had the Milwaukee hip-hop sound. And I was like, oh, this is actually catchy. I like this. I like the Milwaukee sound.
So he's a hip-hop artist in Milwaukee, or?
Yeah, I guess so.
And he's part of your family, or this
is my wife's really good friend who had an event, her son, and he makes good Milwaukee music.
There you go.
He makes Milwaukee culture music, not Toronto.
Yeah. I mean, come on now. We don't need to hate. It is Sunday Karma, and as we said, we do appreciate everyone jumping in on the Carbless Talking text line today. Tim jumps in and says, 2011 SI cover, not even close to what Jordan Love gets to work with.
Not even close. That was ridiculous. That cover was ridiculous.
It was, but again, I think part of Rodgers' greatness was that Rodgers, the same way Favre at his peak, did not always need that, right? He could elevate lesser players who we saw did not do things when they were separate from him and were not thought of highly before him, were not number one draft picks, first round draft picks.
Yeah,
and I think that's the same thing we'll continue to see with Jordan Love, is that's what great quarterbacks do in the NFL, is they elevate people to where maybe you now think of them in that way, where you didn't necessarily think of them in that way before they played with that quarterback.
Has Jordan Love done that?
I don't think Jordan Love has done that with any single player.
Because when you look at Romeo Doubs and Tay, they're talking about in Philadelphia, how did we get this guy in Tay Wicks?
Right.
And Romeo Doubs, I saw a couple highlights.
But don't you think part of that is that we've seen Jordan Love not gravitate toward just feeding one guy, right? So he's not elevating any single player because his ball distribution, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of games where it's like 11 different players have caught a pass, right? Like that's
over.
more the signature of what they've been.
Over. That's
really?
That's over this year. Jordan Love even was quoted earlier this week talking about the ability to be able to work closely with the Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, and Christian Watson as you're really building chemistry with these guys. You know these are going to be the guys on the field, so that you're not going to see the ball distribution.
Right, so it'll be those three plus Tucker.
That's it. That they're getting 75%.
Whatever out of the backfield.
Yeah, they get
in Matt LaFleur's offense. I think the running backs need to be able to catch some passes.
Yes, they do. But the lion's share of the targets will be those four guys.
So you're saying targets will be split between maybe five guys if you include a running back.
Yeah, running back. What 25?
You're saying for the whole year?
I mean, how many catches did Josh Jacobs have last year? 25, 30? If that, especially him being banged up last year.
Yeah, but you're probably right. I don't know. I think about that offense in general and how if you're not using the running back in the passing offense,
he had 36 catches last year. So yeah, so it's probably going to be around that. 44 targets and 36 catches in back-to-back years. So he's probably looking at
4 passes a game
for him, but then whoever's the backup is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they're going to throw 5 or 6 passes to the running back. So that's what I'm saying. That's that distribution that you're going to have, which I think makes sense. All right, we got our Palermo's picks coming up next. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin, and time to tell you right now about our good friends at Precision Sports. We love having a basketball hoop at the crib, right? That makes it fun. They do them inside the houses. They do them outside the houses. They do them on the house. They do them portable. They do them permanent. They do them if you want to build an actual court. They can customize it however you need, and they do it with Mega Slam, Ironclad, and even the Dominator hoop systems, which now come in black, which look amazing, super durable, super adjustable. If you are looking for a basketball hoop, this is what you do. You actually work with an expert, and they'll come out, they'll give you a free quote, they'll actually work with you. That's the beauty. It's the communication. I've worked with them multiple times now on basketball hoops, and it is fantastic. Adds so much joy, so much fun to the house, to the family. Get that basketball court and get started right away, or that basketball hoop, by heading to PrecisionSportsOnline.com and get a free quote. That is PrecisionSportsOnline.com. Kyle, I felt pretty good. I was making 60% of my threes, and I told some people from the Bucks, and they were like, "You're a grown man. Why are you shooting high school threes?" I got insulted. I had finally got my jumper to where I felt great about it. Just got cut down to size.
40 years too late.
So now I got to back up to the NBA line. Got to back up. Just continue to work at it. Continue to work it. And with Precision Sports Online, your jumper will be better than mine in no time. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
I would just say that right now I think all options are on the table. I think that they went through that trade thing and they talked to teams, and it's not like those talks are shut down.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino, Tony Wendorf and Associates, and Smart 18 Union on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Meet Jim and Rita. We went on a motorcycle trip. But somewhere in Wyoming, Jim and Rita were in a serious accident. They blocked off the interstate and everything and took us to the hospital. Sometime later, Rita made a discovery. She had noticed that the bracelet was gone. And I asked the trooper, is there a chance we can go out there and see if it's still there? And amazingly, he found a couple of pieces
It was only 2 tiny links of the bracelet.
Jim was determined to buy Rita another bracelet from Kessler's.
And I had my checkbook in my hand.
But when he arrived there,
And I said, okay, how much? And she says, that's part of our warranty.
Jim and Rita discovered the Kessler's miraculous, no small print warranty.
It's just amazing that you guys do this.
And it's true.
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple.
It surely is miraculous.
Read the Kessler's miraculous, no small print warranty yourself at Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
From large manufacturer to local pizza shop and every business in between, Summit Credit Union helps your vision take shape with loan programs, great rates, and strategic solutions. Whatever you're building, you've got this, and Summit Credit Union's got you.
Your grill just got an upgrade, and it's right down the road.
Burn Pit BBQ is now available at Walmart.
That means no waiting, no guessing. Just grab it, fire up the grill, and get to work.
We're talking premium rubs, sauces, and seasonings made for real flavor and real results.
Every single time you cook.
Whether it's a quick weeknight dinner or a full weekend cookout with friends and family, Burn Pit BBQ helps you bring bold, consistent flavor to every bite.
Head to your local Walmart and find Burn Pit BBQ today, right in your neighborhood.
Because better BBQ should be easy to get and even easier to enjoy.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Back to school season always seems to get everybody back on a schedule. So here's my question. When are you going to make yourself part of that routine? Homer here, and that's exactly what I did with Milwaukee Weight Loss. I wish I would have started sooner. Feeling better, got more energy, because it works. Right now, if you enroll by August 31st, you'll save $200 on the complete Milwaukee Weight Loss program. Don't keep putting it off. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com and schedule your free consultation today.
Results may vary.
You never know when someone you care about might need a place like Curative Care. For more than a century, Curative Care has been helping children, adults, and families across southeast Wisconsin navigate developmental disabilities and find the support they need to thrive. They help families every step of the way, from early childhood through adulthood. They connect parents with resources, provide guidance through challenging times, and create a community where people truly belong. If you know someone who may be looking for answers and support for a loved one with developmental disabilities, visit curative.org. That's curative.org. Do it today.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
It's that time.
Yes, it's finally here.
Craig makes his picks of the week.
You can bet the house on it.
Picks of the week on Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin. Presented by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
Can't wait to see what happens next.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Oh, baby, what a week it's going to be. You know what's happening? We know we talked about the big things that's happening Thursday with the NBA schedule release that is pretty much a national holiday here in Wisconsin. I know that doesn't make sense when you're talking about a national in Wisconsin, which is a state, but whatever. You know what's happening Thursday through Sunday, though?
No idea.
Your Milwaukee Brewers are playing 4 games against the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Ooh.
I watched the Los Angeles Dodgers get walked off by the Arizona Diamondbacks on Friday night. Do you know how many consecutive losses the Dodgers had at that point?
Was it 3 or 4?
7.
7? They've lost 7 in a row?
Not anymore. They won yesterday. So they're back to their winning ways. But I'm feeling it. You know who pitches Sunday? I bet you don't, because you didn't even know who was playing.
You talking about the next
a week
Sunday?
From today. Guess what the pitching matchup is?
Oh, is it Skubal?
Against?
Is it The Miz?
Nope.
Harrison?
Nope.
Dustin May?
What would be the most interesting matchup? Skubal versus?
The Miz?
No. Against the guy the Brewers refused to trade for him.
Oh, Logan Henderson.
That's going to be the fun matchup on Sunday.
That is fun.
Right? Where it's like, all right, this guy, Logan Henderson's been as good as Skubal this year. And now they're going to pitch against each other. Saturday, the Miz pitches against the Dodgers. We know what happened in the 4 games in the postseason last year. Brewers are going to see some really tough arms in this series, but Brewers go to LA and get 3 out of 4. That is your Palermo's pick, brought to us by Palermo's Pizza. On Sundays, you know we're always having it. We'll have a little party at the house tonight, and there will be pizza because it doesn't work in Wisconsin to be a party without Palermo's Pizza, whether it is that Palermo's brand, whether it's the Stranger Things brand, whether it is Urban Pie, whether it is Screamin' Sicilian. You know they love that Screamin' Sicilian, all cheese, Bessie Revenge. So many great options and so great to eat a Palermo's Pizza because you're supporting Wisconsin. Wisconsin's hometown pizza is Palermo's Pizza. Stay healthy, stay together, survive today, thrive tomorrow. Don't settle. Remember, don't settle, especially on this day. You have been listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin. Brewers baseball coming your way soon. Send us out, Kyle. Peace.
This is ESPN Wisconsin and ESPNWisconsin.com.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, rock star. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase